the facilities capacities, limited lift gas rate, limited pumping power. So all these are constraints that I need to consider when I operate my field, okay? And that's why we need what we call the network optimization. Network optimization is a big challenge. And there are different scenarios that any operator can let's say, select from, or it could be a combination of all. Let's say, for example, an operator needs to maximize production at the lowest cost. So this is the optimization goal. This is the optimization scenario for the operator. For example, one of them, to maximize production at the lowest cost. So you will need, for example, to avoid excessive gas lift injection. You don't want to inject too more, right? You need to reduce ESP or PCP power consumption while maximizing oil production. So this is straightforward and logical example of maximizing production at lowest cost. Another operator would need to focus on the major problem is the limitation in the facilities they have. Like, for example, they want to only, so it's not really about cost, it's to honor the facilities handling capacity. Like they need to control the total water production or control the total gas production. They want to limit, the total production of water. They don't want to produce, let's say, at 30,000 barrels of water, more than that. But at the same time, they need to make all the wells contribute and maximize oil production. How can they do that? Some operators, they need to increase reservoir recovery. This is their main objective. Okay, it's not really about how to maximize oil production. There are many national oil companies. They can open the tabs. They can literally open all the chokes and produce. That's let's, for example, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, they have excess capacity of more than 2 million barrels per day. More than that, okay? So they are able to actually open the tabs and then produce an additional 2+ million barrels per day. But they and other operators, their objective is to increase the reservoir recovery instead of maximizing production. What do we mean by that? If you have a well, this well, if you produce it at, let's say, 3,000 barrels per day, okay, it will produce, but then after, let's say, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, you will start inviting water because the drawdown is high, okay? And then once the water comes, once the water reaches your completion, then your recovery will drop because the mobility of water is much higher than mobility of oil, and then the water will start coming to your reservoir, to your well, and then the oil cannot flow because it's competing with water. Okay, and that's why you need to maintain, instead of producing, let's say, 3,000 for 2 years, I can produce 2,000 for maybe 5 years, which is more cumulative production. I can increase my reservoir recovery. So that's why the operator needs to avoid excessive drawdown, control high water rate per well, or sometimes we can do the optimization on an individual well that has multilateral. And if you have multilateral, you need to know what is the right combination of flow control valves. Like, for example, if I have 3 or 4 laterals in the same well, I need to know what is the optimum, what is the best way to open the downhole control valves, okay? Finally, maintaining asset integrity. Many clients, their main objective is actually to avoid erosion and velocity, avoid excessive H2S production, operate ESPs and PCBs with acceptable operating envelope, okay? And it could be that an operator can have, all these scenarios together, all these production optimization scenarios together. And that's why you need a powerful network simulation software and optimize it with an optimization algorithm that will help you, maintain all these or work under all these scenarios. Okay.